How does D'Franco compare to CertaPro? Thought of a fun video of, we had a customer that got some competitive estimates. One from us, one from another painting company, and then one from CertaPro. So I thought it'd be kind of fun because they gave me a copy of it. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of compare, because people ask us what's the difference. And I kind of guessed. I didn't know 100% of all the differences. But now that I have two estimates in my hand and in writing, so I thought I'd just go kind of a line by line. So I actually used GPT to help me on this one a little bit. Just I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a quick high overview. So quick high overview just based on the contract estimate pricing. So CertaPro versus D'Franco versus CertaPro, however you want to look at it. So if you're in the Fox Valley, Elgin, Crystal Lake, St. Charles, Bartlett, that whole Fox Valley, Fox River area. So when it came to total price, they were $49.95. We were $49.98. Pretty close. Discounts, CertaPro actually gave two $500 discounts, which great. I don't know how they do it, but great for them. We really don't do discounts. It's kind of, we call ourselves CarMax of the painting industry. Our price pretty much is our price. We give value. So going through some of the other stuff, ceilings, we both had for one coat of Promar 200 flat ceiling paint. Walls, they had 2 coats duration matte. We had 2 coats. We have it for duration matte, but right now Sherwin-Williams, they're end of year, not sale, end of year push, because they're trying to sell more gallons and increase value also. So they have given us duration matte paint for the same price as Emerald Designer Series, which is like the paint to have. So we are giving Emerald same price, and it doesn't matter what sheen you use, it's all the same. Prep work, they just say basic patching, standard sanding. I'm not 100% sure what that means. We say we pole sand, so we actually have a sander. It's a big sanding head, so here's a small one. So some of the guys, we have fest tools. So some of them will use a fest tool and a little sanding pad, and we have a big fest tool, so it's about 10 inches long, and they'll use that. So we do a quick sand. Sometimes it's just a pole, but sometimes it's a fest tool, sanding everything on the walls before we do any painting. And then prep work, same thing. They say basic patching. We put it 30 minutes. So we say 30 minutes per room, should cover nicks, dings, scratches, minor repairs. I think on the same, I'll look. But for protection, standard protection, remove covers. I'm not 100% sure what that meant either. But we wrap like furniture in plastic, so everything is covered in plastic. I'm assuming that's what they meant by that, but I don't 100% know. We spell it out because I don't want any kind of misunderstanding. They do say protection, so I'm assuming that means floors. We use drop cloths for the most part, and we wash them. We have a laundromat here in Elgin that we use, so probably about once every 4 weeks or so, unless we're in a house. If you have a house and it has a lot of animals, and if it has a lot of dogs, then you definitely don't want, dogs coming in and out. So if you have a lot of animals, we just finished a house here in Crystal Lake, and they had had 3 dogs. So there was a lot of dog hair. I know they vacuumed, but there was still a lot of dog hair. So once we left, we just balled them all up and we put them into laundry sacks and we took them in to get them washed. I don't want someone else's dog hair in my house, and I'm sure you don't either. Anyway, so contracts, kind of a boilerplate franchise contract. And then ours, it was kind of detailed. It's pretty detailed. So some people don't like it, some people do. CertaPro's, they have a lot on here, but it's really tiny writing. Ours is all the same font, so easier to read. We have hold harmless agreements on theirs. They didn't have anything like that. So hold harmless for us is, we'll move basic furniture. But if you need anything that's fragile, we typically don't move. Like pianos, we don't move at all. Refrigerators, we can move them, but we need a hold harmless agreement. And a hold harmless agreement basically says if we pull the refrigerator out and the water thing pops off, it's not our responsibility. And the reason we had that is because we had a refrigerator that we pulled out and the water popped out. The new refrigerators, they're not made like the old water lines. They're completely different. And they're almost a pressure thing. So it has a small hole, and inside there, almost like my finger, how the skin kind of is angled in like that, it has these little grips. And so when you put the plastic tube in there, it grips it. The problem is when you push the tube, the push releases those things, so it opens up. So when you're moving the refrigerator, if there's pressure against the wall, the pressure against that wall with the water can actually pop that water thing out. And there's not a fail safe, like the water can't go backwards. So that's why we have those. And then Illinois Home Remodeling Act, they had something in here about fraud. It was I'll show you the handout. Ours is actually the Illinois Home Improvement Act, which I don't remember who enforced it, but technically anybody that's doing work in your home over, I think it's $997, you have to be given a copy of this act. So we have it in our part of our contract. You can kind of see it. We condensed it so you can read it, but then it has the link on there also. But by law, we're required that everyone is supposed to get a copy or see a copy of that Homeowner Remodeling Act. I think they actually want people to sign it. We just put a thing on there: by signing our contract, you have read the Illinois Homeowner Remodeling Act. Touch-ups, 2-year workmanship warranty. We give lifetime workmanship warranty on all of our painting. And then we come back in 1 year. So a couple different ways we can do the comeback. So it works great when people are moving in or moving out. But mainly when you're moving in the house, we're painting the house before people moving in. And then once everything's said and done, we'll come back after everything's in. And then once everything is in, if there's any scratches, nicks, we can do those touch-ups, and that covers our warranty for our free one. Otherwise, we do a house, you're already living in it, we'll come back in 12 months, and we come back for an hour and just do basic touch-ups. We're not fixing holes, that kind of stuff. It's just there's some scuffs and that kind of thing. We're coming back and we're doing those little touch-up things that you may find after the fact, or you may have scratched the wall, something may have hit it, you may have spilled something, so we come back for a year. And then the communication thing, it had a thing on here about communication. We don't spell it out, but the CertaPro, it's a franchise system, so they say a job supervisor. I'm not sure what that is. So we have a couple different ways. We keep evolving, so we want to make it better. So during business hours, we have an automated system, press 1, press 2, press 3, which I hate those things, but they work. We don't have a full-time operator yet. So we're not, in the grand scheme of things, we're not far away from that goal, but someday we'll have a full-time someone answering the phone during the day. And I really don't want to use the offshore stuff. I'm not a fan of the talking to the people that don't speak English. And if I'm not a fan of it, I'm not making anyone else be subjected to that. So you can press 1, 2, 3. So 1 gets you to Daphne, our office manager, and my wife. So she handles deposits, she handles basic scheduling, questions, colors, everything from the office manager, what an office manager would do. And then 2 is Chad, and Chad's our project manager, so he actually was full-time with us, painting cabinets, installing wallpaper, and painting. So everything that we do, he knows how to do, and he knows how to do really, really well. But he's a really great field supervisor, and so his job is basically to go out and about, and he checks before every job. He walks the job with whoever the customer is, plus the subcontractor and or employee, going over the work order, verifying colors, making sure everything's square, and he checks in on a job every day, and then the job is done. He walks, hopefully the day of when they're finishing, so if there's any touch-ups, we can do that right away. And then we get that done and get a sign-off and get a Google review. And then myself, which I do all the marketing stuff, and then I do pretty much all the sales. As of right now, we are actively interviewing for other sales and estimators. So hopefully by January 2026, we'll have another sales guy in the ranks to help out with the calls. So that's kind of what we have for direct communication. Indirect videos like this, we're doing videos for everything. We really want you to be comfortable with who we are, who's in your house, what we're doing. If you go to our page, you get a complete list of all of our subcontractors. We want you to know who's working in your house. I want you to be comfortable with who's in your house. Before any subcontractor, before any employee, does any work for us, they get a full background check. So they have to sign a consent that they're doing background checks. We do that. It's a federal level. So that way, if it's a federal issue, if it's a state issue, it's a local issue, they all come up. If you just go to the local, some places will just do local checks, you get a fingerprint, say, in Huntley. Well, the problem is it only works in Huntley. It won't go, anywhere else. Sometimes it's county, but it doesn't go anywhere else, so you may not know. And then, like I said, I think I said the videos. Anyway, so those are the basic. It's kind of cool. I have to give them credit. So when they gave me the whole packet, so they do a big packet. It's a pretty good sized folder. They do a printed estimate on site. I do not do a printed estimate on site. I stopped. The printer's kind of a pain in the butt. I have to use the Wi-Fi thing on my phone. Sometimes it would connect, sometimes it wouldn't. It worked. It was just, to me, it wasn't worth the time. And if someone wants it, I mean, we can do it. It's in my truck all the time, but it's less than 1% of the people who want it. They want to send it on their phone. They want to send it to their husband. They want to send it to their wife. They want to look at it. So that's the easiest way we do it, is electronically. They go through and they have their interior painting process. They have a printout. Ours is a link, so you can watch the video of processes. This is the sheet they have, is avoiding scams. It's just a thing from the Attorney General, avoiding scams. It's not the Illinois Homeowner Remodeling Act. It's different. And then they have a top 10 reasons to use CertaPro. They do have in here the color. It helps you choose the right color. So I'm not sure if that's free. We give free color consults. So we have designers that have their own businesses that we have contracts with that we just pay for that because it helps you make decisions. And I think it's pretty awesome. And then we have people from Sherwin-Williams. They'll come out and give you color consultations also. And then just putting everything in there. We want to be as detailed as possible. Like if you're gonna do a third coat, we put every estimate, if you have to have a third coat, what that third coat is. I want you to know ahead of time. Usually if you're going from a mid-tone color to a bright white, you're gonna have a primer +2. But I want you to know ahead of time. Then it goes into what their limited 2-year warranty is. And it has a copy of their certificate of insurance, which on our estimate, it's a link for our insurance certificate, so you can see it on there. And then they have a little thing for 15% off. We call it give 200, get 200. So you get a coupon with a QR code. So if you refer somebody that's looking for an estimate, if they go ahead and get an estimate, they get $200 off their project and you get $200 off your project. If you do a Google review, we take $50 off that. If you're willing to do testimonial, we'll bump it up to $100. So video testimonial with the Google review gets you $100 off your final invoice. Just saying. The one thing I do not like, they have this thing, you can kind of see, it's a lot of pages, and they actually have all of their, I don't know if it's all of them, but they have their people with Google reviews and people that's given them feedback. It's their name, address, phone number, and some of them have email. That, I would be pissed if all my stuff was getting sent to other people. If you want to ask me, that's fine, but just to give it out there, I'm not a fan of that. We ask people, hey, if you want, that's why we ask for the testimonials. They're evergreen. You can look at them whenever you want. You know the people, you're listening to them. So nothing that's scripted, nothing that's fake. I like Google reviews because Google reviews are the same thing. It's a verified email, verified person before giving reviews. So those are kind of differences in a nutshell. Again, they had the biggest difference was they gave a final promotion, same as cash. They gave a $500 discount for same as cash. I'm assuming that's going to differ per job size. I don't know. And then there was another one that said internal. That was another discount. So at the end of the day, with their discounts, they were $1,000 cheaper, which I have no idea how they could do $1,000 cheaper. I know you can't do that. We pay our guys and pay them well. They all have bills to pay, just like everyone else. So we try and make sure they get a fair wage when they do their work. And the better they're paid, the better the job they do. We want you to come back to us for every work. We want you to recommend us to everybody. And that starts with happy employees. If they're making money and they can pay their bills, it makes our job a lot easier. We could pay less, but we would be cycling through a lot of people, and I don't want to cycle through a lot of people. I want a consistent who we have, who we have. and we know what their work is. It's kind of nice since we switched to a higher pay rate. You know, our person has been with us at least is a year now, but we have people that's 5 years. So I take a lot of pride in that, knowing people have been here for a longer period of time. So that is the difference in a nutshell. CertaPro, D'Franco. If you have other questions about, you know, what may be different, I can't say as I can give you any more information than that. We'll put a blog post, and I'll put a link on here also, so you can kind of see the blog post on here. And then that's it. If you got questions on painting, we'd love to help you. Make sure you subscribe, see other videos. That helps you out. There's a link on here for the Give 200. Give 200. You can register there, and then you can also there's a thing in the YouTube channel. It'll be a registration and a blog also for $800. So every month we give away $800 paint job. So register for that. Every month it's a brand new one. So make sure you get on that list. And we will talk to you soon. If you got questions, put them on in the comments below. If you have an idea for a video, definitely put it on there. And you can also email us or call us. D'Franco Painting, contact us is in the link. If you got ideas for a video, if you want to be in a video, let us know. I would say, hey, Rain Energy, I have it over here, but I didn't open it yet. Love a sponsorship if you're interested. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.